multiple D1 offers. A guy that can get after the quarterback. He can stop and run support as well. A leader for the program, one of the hardest workers, and he's a guy we'll see flash all over the field tonight. And for the keys to the game for South Garner, they've got to establish the running game. They're very good through the air, but they've got to have balance, and then they've got to stop the quarterback for Clayton, John Moniku, who's an excellent runner as well as a thrower. Over for Clayton, explosive passing game is going to be the key for them. Throwing ball deep down the field and taking shots, and then creating turnovers. This defense has been outstanding. They want to make sure they pick up some passes through interceptions, strip the ball, and create turnovers.
All right, U.S. Navy, America's Navy, forged by the sea. Third member of our broadcast crew down the sideline with a lot of great storylines, family and coaches and college players. Let's go to the third member, Kendall Smith. Kendall?
Well, guys, Clayton's head coach, Scott Chadwick, is used to coaching some of the top-tier talent in the state when it comes to high school football. You might know the name Drake May. He's UNC's quarterback and a Heisman hopeful this year, and he was coached by Chadwick back at Myers Park High School. But tonight, Chadwick is coaching against one of the top high school talents in the state in Nnamdi Oboko. He's a senior defensive lineman for South Garner, and he's committed to the University of Georgia. Now, when we talked to South Garner's head coach, Greg Green, he told us the world was set on fire when Nnamdi decided to play football. He's only been playing for about a year. He played basketball prior to his time in football, and we'll see a lot of him tonight, along with his brother, Ekene Oboko, who's a sophomore offensive lineman, and he's getting a ton of Power 5 looks as well. We've got plenty more coming here on CBS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University. So don't go anywhere, because when we come back, it's time for kickoff between Clayton and South Garner.
Now ready for the United States Marine Corps coin toss. The few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. And there in the middle of it is our referee of tonight's ball game. And that is Jeffrey Plaster. And the toss was won by Clayton. They will go on offense here first on just a delightful early October Friday night. And what a big game it is for a lot of reasons. There's a look at the Clayton Comets, 5-1. They kind of let one get away in the second week of the season against Holly Springs. Blew a big lead, but they've ripped off 3 straight wins. They're looking ahead 3 weeks from now, the end of the regular season, Jay, and the other unbeaten, their nemesis, the Cleveland Rams. Then on the other side, South Garner trying to get to the postseason for the first time. Favorable schedule after today. They don't face a team with a winning record. We'll see if they can knock off Clayton for the first time.
Yeah, and this matchup here with conference play, this is such a deep league. This is an important game for both teams, to get the win, but also there's going to be more important games coming up here on the schedule once you get closer to the playoffs.
So South Garner comes in 3-3 there in the white uniforms with the gold numbers and the black pants, and we are ready for the Air Experts Heating and Cooling kickoff. Air Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your $59 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. Drew Levy raises the arm in the air, and we're underway on homecoming from Clayton. And it's a deep kick. It will be returned from the goal line by the Comets, and this is C.J. Martin darting through. Found a seam and found a mini tackle right around the 30-yard line. Pretty good field position to open up for the 5-1 Clayton Comets. Scott Chadwick, as we mentioned in the open, trying to return this program to what it once was. They've gotten the postseason 7 years in a row, but have not gotten out of the first round in 5 of those 7, but they feel like they are on the verge of maybe returning to the ultimate glory and perhaps a state championship game this year.
In year 2, and John Montague's been a star for Scott Chadwick at the quarterback position, running and throwing. Looking to have a big game tonight.
And there's Montague, the quarterback wearing number 10. He's thrown for 600 yards. He's passed for 1,250. And the carry for about 4 yards on the opening play of the game for Jonathan Montague. And here are the starting lineups brought to you by Campbell University. Campbell University, go beyond the unexpected.
This is a big offensive line. They've been able to run the ball well because this group up front getting push have the skill positions. Clay Armstrong, Deion Harris, C.J. Martin, the rest of those skill guys, they've been explosive this year.
Sideline warning issued already to the South Garner Titans. 3-3, 1-2 within the Greater News. So they played Wake Forest to a tough 10-point loss in week 2. That's one of the preeminent programs here in the Triangle. Clayton beat Wake Forest to almost make a statement, put up 54 points on Wake Forest in week 1. Out of the gun, Moniku. And to give up the middle in the defense of the interior line for the Titans. Standing up very well. That's Way Armstead on his first touch of the night. We'll take a look at the Hamline University starting lineups for South Garner's D.
Well, and this defensive line is big and they're athletic. And number 5 there has switched to number 59. That's Nnamdi Oboko. His jersey ripped pregame, so he'll be wearing number 59 tonight. But fast and athletic at all 3 levels.
Hamline University go beyond the unexpected. First of what we expect to see many third down opportunities. Pass across the middle. Good reach back grab by Dion Harris. And he's down inside the 35-yard line. Steph Adams drags him down. Penalty marker is down, however, as we take a look at the first reception across the middle. Good touch there.
Dion Harris led the team in receptions last year. They're getting down the middle. I expect Clayton to go back to that play with his deep speed.
And it will be negated, holding on the Clayton Comets. Now the Comets come in 5-1. They're tied atop the table with Cleveland. They don't take on the Rams until the final week, but they've really yet to put 48 minutes of football together despite their 5-1 mark. Penalties, turnovers, and infractions like that nullify what would have been a big first down play. So now 3rd and 14 for the Comets. Moniku, time to throw, flushed out, cuts it back. He needs the 40-yard line, diving over the 40s. It takes Theo Skinner for a ride, and that will be about 17 yards for a big third down conversion scramble by Moniku.
The Monigu's got the it factor. Scanning the field, looking down, trying to find a wide receiver, and then that internal clock. He knew when to take off. Good job feeling the pressure, getting outside of the pocket, and then picking up the first down.
And first down, they swing it to the outside. Room up the sideline. C.J. Martin will take it inside Titan territory. Performance Chrysler Judge and Jeep Ram first down. Peace of mind, lifetime powertrain warranty, and Performance Ford in Clinton. Pickup of 9, 2nd and short for the Comets. Moniku goes right around a wide open left corner and has another solid carry for a first down. Moniku for about 13 more.
A nice play design here by Scott Chadwick. The zone read, and there's C.J. Martin out there setting up like a possible screen, and then Moniku takes it around the edge. That's his strength, that speed, his vision, the quickness in the running game.
I had a chance to chat briefly with Monigu's mom, who was finding her seat a couple of minutes before kickoff. I said, does he prefer John or Jonathan? She said, oh, you can call him either one. I think the Titans might have both John and Jonathan on the scouting report for his passing ability and his running ability. And this is the passing ability of Jonathan Moniku. Short screen to the right side, slipping through. Look at C.J. Martin snake down inside the 25-yard line. Slippery.
Highlighted Martin twice already in the passing game. He's a track athlete. He was at Ohio State last week on a track visit. One of the top runners in the country. There, he's slippery, he's quick, he has that burst.
Good usage of that right hand, shifted the ball to the left and used the right hand on this field turf to keep his balance and sprung forward for about 5 more yards as we get an early timeout by South Garner. Clayton on a couple of big third down conversions on the march early. A couple of minutes in, Clayton driving against the Titans. I mean, it is almost balmy in Clayton, North Carolina tonight. In the low 70s, no winds, and the radar is clean. And Jay, this is a big one. South Garner High School has only been open for 5 years, but there's a rivalry trying to emerge between these two programs.
Yeah, and both teams, a lot of respect for each other, and they're battling for position in this conference. This is an important game.
They stack up the right side. Moniku will follow a couple of tight ends, nowhere to go, and there is Theo Skinner. It almost looks like Theo Skinner's assignment has been just to shadow John Moniku here in this opening quarter. He's been everywhere Moniku has been.
Skinner's athletic off the edge. Here coming from the backside, just skating down the line of scrimmage. Good job, recognition, and then making the play. The defensive line helping out as well, sealing off the edge.
Loss of a couple. And as expected, John Moniku is being spotlighted here in the Clayton offense. I want to get your scouting report on Moniku after this play here. Second down from about the 26-yard line. They're swinging out. This is Deion Harris. Got a good tight end block on the outside. Springs him down the sideline and pushed out right around the 10-yard line. We've seen some good athletic moves by 3 different skill players on Clayton here in this opening drive.
Moniku's throwing accurate balls to his wide receivers, and they're so athletic. Once they catch that ball, they're looking to go all the ways. Nice job getting yards after the catch, making a guy miss and getting down the sideline.
Now, when they do throw, they look to the wideouts, but we see what the responsibilities of the tight ends are. River Fiore, number 14, really nice seal block in the slot area that allowed Deion Harris to get around the corner. Laquavius Armson in the backfield left of Moniku. He will get the call, stays low, stays on his feet, and is dragged down inside the 10. Power run, but lowest center of gravity right there for Armstead. Goes down to the 8, and it'll be second and very short.
He's very strong, 205 pounds. Armstead, he's looking for contact. Look at him lower his shoulder and drive his legs.
Armstead listed at 5'11", about 205 pounds, picks up 7. Very experienced Clayton squad on both sides of the ball. Second and 3. Moniku with time, man wide open, Kyle Nesselrode toward the pylon as a late marker comes in. Nesselrode knocked out around the 3. But that flag is in the sideline. This is typically on maybe an illegal block or a hold on that sideline. We'll see what the call is from our official, Jeffrey Plaster. It is a second holding penalty on Clayton on this drive.
And this is a challenge for the Clayton offensive line. Really good D-line for South Garner. And there's the hold out on the outside, out of the wide receiver position, just trying to help out Nesselrode. This offensive line, though, Patrick, clean pocket. Moniku time to throw the ball.
Look at Scott Chadwick in his second year on the sideline. What a great high school coaching career, and he brings in some college coaching experience as well that you've noticed watching some of these practices evolve for Clayton over the last year and a half. Second and 8. Moniku dicing through, and now untouched the last 5 yards. Touchdown Comets. 19th rushing touchdown by John Moniku, and the Comets strike first.
You talk about Scott Chadwick's coaching, his play calling. He's got to love this drive, mixing in the run and the pass. Moniku finishing it off. His vision, when he's got the ball in his hands, he's so comfortable throwing and running, doing it all on this drive. And he finishes it off there. The O-line doing their job, and the run game sealing off the edge. Clear path for Moniku.
Marker prior to the snap on the extra point. So Parker Mann will have to wait this one out. And this will go on the Comets. So Clayton opening drive, 4 minutes, 20 seconds, and most of the yards, all-purpose yards, passing and rushing from John Moniku. And already this game has seen more points this year than all last year. It was a 3-0 win for the Clayton Comets a year ago. So here's Parker Mann, 19 of 23 in extra points this year. And it's a touchdown lead for the Comets. Well, we'll see what the reply is for the South Garner Titans. They feel like they can really play with Clayton this year, despite the upgrade in talent and experience for the Clayton Comets. So the early touchdown run by Jonathan Moniku gives the Comets an early touchdown lead. Back to Nixon Fowler Stadium on the campus of Clayton High School. 7-0 lead for Clayton. And we heard all about the athletic ability and the skill set of John Moniku. Kendall Smith down the sideline has more on the Comets' very versatile quarterback.
Well, guys, you saw what John Moniku was just able to do on that first offensive drive for Clayton. And head coach Scott Chadwick is no stranger to having talent at the quarterback position. He coached UNC's quarterback Drake May at Myers Park High School, and Chapel Hill is only about an hour away. So May has had the chance to come over to Clayton to visit with the team most recently in the spring. And it was funny because one of Clayton's quarterbacks wasn't at practice for the day. He was sick, so they needed somebody to fill in. Drake May grabbed the ball, started throwing to the receivers, and Chadwick said, you know, that's just who he is. He's totally unassuming, and despite all of his success at the college level, he's exactly the kid that I knew him to be at Myers Park, guys.
They never asked me to do things like that, Jay.
Well,
I still got it.
He's got a good arm, but Drake's is a little bit better. He's possibly a #1 pick in the NFL draft.
All right, well, let's now talk South Garner offense as the kickoff resulted in a touchback, and we're going to see a lot of James Johnson, #3, their quarterback. It's a spread offense. He doesn't rush very much, but he throws a lot. He's thrown for 861 yards and 10 scores. His primary target is Zaire Hines, #14. And what do we know about the Titans offense, and how does it match up against the D they're going to see today? Johnson, the lefty, ducks through, finds room, big room for Johnson, out toward midfield, and slides feet first before he takes a hit from Antonio Reese. We talked about some slickness on the Clayton offensive side. There's a little oil and vinegar right there for their quarterback, James Johnson.
But Johnson has offers from UNC Pembroke, Bethune-Cookman, and other schools on him as well. It's because of that athletic ability. He just has that burst, that special. He's a safety on defense, star quarterback on the offensive end, strong arm, and obvious running ability.
28 yards on that pickup, and here is Seth Adams met with rude resistance right around the line of scrimmage. Chris Kinsey, #5, your defensive player to watch for Clayton, and there are many. And he was collaborating on that tackle.
Another D1 prospect, #5, Kinsey, 290 pounds. He's powerful, quickness, plays hard, and this whole front seven, whole defense for Clayton is suffocating. They know how to stop the run.
Well, Clayton in its last couple of games as we get yet another sideline violation. This one, though, against Clayton. Last 2 games, the Clayton defense has limited Garner to 2 points and Southeast Raleigh just to 6 a week. This will be a real test for Johnson and the Titans. 2nd and 9. Pressure picked up on the edge, deep ball down the middle, but nobody there. It looked like Trey Motley was the intended target. He gotten kind of nudged off of that route and well overthrown.
This offense is a spread, and they're going to look to be aggressive down the field. Johnson with a strong arm, athletic wide receivers. The whole key is, can the offensive line protect, and then can you balance running the football tonight to open up passing lanes?
Just about as long as this Titan program has been in existence, Johnson has been their quarterback. This is his 4th year in the 5th year of football. Sideline route, and that's well behind Justice Wilson. Brings up 4th down from near midfield. And the first real decision here for Greg Green, former offensive lineman for North Carolina Central. And you see Green in the center of your screen electing to play the field position game here.
First year at South Garner, and really great job coming in, smooth transition with him coming in, getting the head job, and his players love him. They play hard for him, and I've been impressed with their start, what he's been able to build here in year 1.
So South Garner will send out Drew Levy, #20, who does all the kicking here for the Titans. He's on to punt it away. And that low snap skips right to his hands, and he gets off a wobbler toward the right sideline, and returnable here for Clayton. Malachi Atkins across the wide side of the field, and then Fowler down before he gets to the 40-yard line. It's a big tackle made right there by Reggie McClinton, #50, or else that really could have been trouble.
And here, just the vision as he catches this. There's Martin with the block. Other guys downfield on this return unit, setting up a wall. It's a good job getting a positive gain to set up your offense.
So even better field position this time for the Clayton Comets. Again, 5-1 overall, 3-0 within the Greater News. You go back to week 2, they had a big lead late in the game against Holly Springs. They're still scratching their heads on how that game got away, but they've learned their lesson.
Yeah, and I think that's a ball game where, of course, you want the win, but you'll remember that one and learn from your mistakes, and you'll carry that with you and use it as fuel as the season carries on.
Here's Moniku out of the gun. The fake. And Moniku again strides right down the middle of the field, turns the defender around, and now sprints right past him. Moniku from 52 yards. And Clayton, 6 minutes in, leads by 2 touchdowns.
He makes it look easy. He has elite athleticism and his ability to read defenders, turn their hips, and just take off. One of the best. Just an easy little gallop into the end zone. He's been on fire to start off this game.
Oh, family in attendance already in a state of euphoria. And there certainly will be a flag here. Look like 2 off of the right side of the defensive line. Sprinted in unabated to try and block the extra point. There is a flag down. And a small admonishing right there by Jeffrey Plaster. Well, what an electric start by Jonathan Moniku. Officials are gathering, and they want everybody in stripes to come over and get involved in this, because I don't know that a flag was thrown. But certainly a couple of players from the Titans were 3 or 4 yards into the backfield before the ball was even snapped. And now, there's the flag, finally disrupt. And the easiest call tonight is going to be offsides against South Garner.
He's got an offer from Temple. Other schools is offered as well. His recruiting interest is really picking up as teams see how he's performing. It's scorching hot, and more schools are going to be coming in. Scott Chadwick talked with us about just his supreme talent. He's a hard worker, everything you want in a prospect.
And the next question is, at what position? Is he viewed as a college quarterback? Is he a receiver? Is he an athlete in kind of search of a collegiate position? It's 14-0 Clayton. Chew on that. What do you think?
Well, I think he's got the ability to play multiple positions, whatever he wants, because he's a guy that wherever you put him, he's going to make it work. And this is a run here off the edge. This defense is designed to stop number 10. That was their goal this week. Nice block on the outside by his wide receivers. That's him just taking off. That quickness, the long-range speed, he's got it all.
So much value in his game. Where are the areas that you think Scott Chadwick needs him to improve to really make an impact at the next level?
Well, I think with him and this whole offense is just continuing to take it up a notch. You know, deep plays in the passing game, they've been so good, but when you get into the playoffs, you've got to hit those deep throws down the field. That's an area they're just continuing to get better at. And that goes with the offensive line, everybody protecting as a whole, though. They've been playing at a high level. They're just trying to find those next areas to take the next step up.
You know what I loved about that shot on the sidelines with Moniku? A quarterback knows where those big runs, big touchdown runs, where you get all the accolades, where they start. He was hanging out with the offensive line. So thanks, guys. Keep it up. 14-0 Clayton, and there are the big beasts on the offensive line for the Comets. And you almost get a sense the way this year has gone for Clayton, that another first-round exit last year, a first-round exit a couple of years ago. They're tired of losing in the first round. They're tired of losing to Cleveland. I think they have a couple of goals before they really get to the postseason, which is a foregone conclusion. And the special teams coverage very solid again by Clayton.
For South Garner here, you know, you look up here early on, down 2 scores. You've got to stay calm here in this situation, stay true to your game plan. And Greg Green really has the pulse of this team. Talk about how hard they play for him and a lot of confidence in this offense.
Greg Green had college experience, offensive lineman for North Carolina Central. Was at Riverside, went to Vance High School 4 years ago, then returned to Riverside before getting his first ever head coaching gig with South Garner. They're 3-3, 1-2 in conference play, and they see this as kind of a litmus test of where their program is. And nominal yardage on the first down carry. Where are the Titans at this stage of their development as a program for a school that's been in existence for 5 years?
Well, I think they're on the right track, and I think, you know, here to close out the season, you know, they'll obviously get a better gauge. Sitting at 3-3, they've had some blowout wins, some really impressive games, and you know their losses. They've been going against great competition: Wake Forest, Cleveland and Garner, 3 really good programs, and they've been close games, so they're just trying to find a way to get over the top, get that next edge, and they've got some really skilled players out on the perimeter. Zaire Hines is one of the best.
They did a nice job there to get away from a tackle that would have left him short of a first down, but spun away and does pick up first down yardage.
Yeah, he's leading the conference in receiving yards coming to this game. Nice move there with the spin and then getting the extra yardage falling forward.
Performance Chrysler Dodge Deep Ram, first down, and a couple yards on 1st and 10 for the Titans. I think for South Garner, what the program needs right now, they just need some continuity with their coaching staff, and they really feel like they have that now with Greg Green. He's a local guy, grew up in Winston-Salem, played college ball, about an hour away from here as they take a deep shot, and it's incomplete. But you have to find the right coach for the right program, and for a guy who has not been a head coach before, this seems to be a very good fit for South Garner and tremendous athletes in this program.
Great fit, and these kids are having fun playing for him, and he truly cares about them on and off the field. And this is a group with veteran star players, also younger players, a pipeline in this program with really good youth as well, and guys in this offense and defensive line that are going to be college prospects as well.
3rd and 7. Big play for the Titan offense. They fling it out, and they had a wide open receiver on the sideline. But Samian Jones, the ball shoot over his head. There is a marker down, however. We've already seen 3 penalties on the Clayton Comets in this first quarter. There's Jeffrey Plaster coming over to talk with the head coach for the Clayton Comets, Scott Chidwick, which means this is going on South Garner. It's a chop block going on the Titans. That's a big one. And the punt team is coming on. Are they going to take the penalty or take the down? It looks like they are now going to change their minds. Like the Titans, I think, were expecting them not to take the 15-yard walk off, but they will. So this will remain 3rd down for South Garner. Between 3rd down and about 23. Inside 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. So far it's been all Comets. Quick pass across the middle. Over the 40, but still about 5 yards short of the first down. Zaire Hines, a quick little timing route over the middle. And that's 4th and about 3, and the offense right now is remaining on the field. And down 2 scores in the first quarter. They may go here. Or at least trying to draw the Comets off sides. This would be a big early roll of the dice for South Garner. But they will go. They need 3. Over the middle. It's caught right at midfield. 4th down conversion. And Jones the reception to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, big play. Samian Jones on a hitch route. And Johnson, 3-step drop. Accurate throw. Big catch. The focus there. Hauling that ball in to move the chains.
The key play on that drive to get the conversion. 3rd down and about 22. And they picked up about 19 to make a short pass like that possible. So maybe that will allow Johnson, the Titan offense, just kind of catch their breath, exhale a little bit. Take a knife into a 14-point deficit. Play clock is not running. And now I think the officials notice it. The play clock was sitting at 40. There was a long conversation with James Johnson and Jimmy Ruffin in the backfield, and now a timeout is called. The Titans will gather up on the sideline. Jay, what have we learned so far from Clayton here in this opening quarter?
Well, and I think coming out here, they want to make a statement. 2 touchdowns early on the defenses look great. They came out here motivated and ready to go from the opening kick, and I like what I've seen, offense, defense, and special teams for the Comets and over for South Garner. That was an early first quarter here, but that was a huge pickup. They had to continue this drive. They need points here, but they couldn't put their defense back out on the field, setting up excellent field position again. That was a big one.
Going forward on 4th and 3, what did that tell you about the current mindset of Greg Green?
Well, aggressive and confident in his team. I mean, guys, we got to get it, and he trusted his quarterback and his wide receivers.
They came through. So now out of the timeout, it's first down right at midfield for South Garner. Again, South Garner has never been in the postseason yet. This is year number 5 of the program. And they finish up with 3 teams below or right at 500 in conference play. Up the middle, and very little. And there is Chris Kinsey, number 5, in on the stop along with Cameron Royal, number 31.
I like how South Garner is trying to get that balance. You know, not a lot of success running the ball, but they talked this week about we got to be able to run the ball to set up the pass, and they're continuing to stay committed. First down, run the ball. You only get 1 yard, but I like that, though, because you want to make sure you have that threat of the run, because they're going to throw it here, most likely in second and third down throughout the game.
Seth Adams in the backfield to the right of the quarterback. Johnson does not get a lot of carries out of the backfield. They run him out of the backfield on a pass play. And quick attack by the D and a sack. And it's Clayton's Jacory Scarborough, number 4, who just broke down the offensive line by the Comets.
Excellent work here by Scarborough. Johnson looking over towards the right and then trying to get out of the pocket. Scarborough did not slow down, just tracked him down at the emotion after the sack.
By the way, Johnson didn't go down on that initial spin, used the hand, kept his balance, and then fell over on the second opportunity to try and get away. Waning minutes opening quarter. 3rd and 11 for the Titans. Johnson quickly over the middle. Oh, good hands, and the catch is brought in, and that's Jones. Well out in front of him, but he reached out, alligatored it in, and picks up another big first down.
Yeah, and that's a tough catch, knowing you're going to get hit. Jones, with the focus and just the toughness, was Charles Smith, the safety, young sophomore, coming up with the big hit, and Jones was able to haul it in.
It's good for about 13 yards and another first down. Johnson, quick outs, and then on the hit, the ball was dislodged. I don't think it was a complete pass. Let's see what the officials rule. And they did rule it complete, but recovered by the Titans.
Look at this hit from Malachi Atkins, number 9, the junior. Perfect form tackle. Gonna love watching that in film study.
See that as a catch?
That's 50-50 right there.
They did rule it a catch, and a fumble recovery by the Titans. Closing in on the final minute. I tell you what, this is a drive that the Titans needed. 3rd and 22. They picked up 19, then got a 4th down conversion. 3rd and about 12 a moment ago. They converted on that as well. 2nd and 6. Johnson escapes. Pump fake, still behind the line, and the pass got batted down. I think that was Scarborough who got his hands on it. Good spy work by Jacory Scarborough.
Scarborough all over the field. Watch this matchup over on the left side. That's the left tackle, Kene Oboko, one of the top left tackles in the country. Only a sophomore going against another top prospect. That's a sophomore, Keyshawn Steensel. Those two working against each other.
3rd down now. Seems like the Titans have been living 3rd down and 6, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 22, but they've converted.
Yeah, and mindset here, most like you got 2 downs to get 6 yards. You have to get it all here.
And they need just inside the 30-yard line. Pistol formation. Adams plays behind Johnson. And it will be Adams on the call. First offensive rush of the night for the Titan running back, and Adams does pick up about half. And it's 4th down for the Titans for the 2nd time on this drive.
I like that play call, going on the ground, mixing it in there to get a couple yards, and now manageable situation, and it's like a field goal unit going to come out on the field.
Oh, I'm really surprised. Drew Levy is coming out with a kicking tee in his right hand.
Levy's a great kicker.
This is going to be, Jay, though, from about 49 yards. I know they're on the field turf. This will be 49 from Levy. His longest this year is 44. He hasn't missed in 4 attempts this year. This is a big one. Clean hold. It knuckles toward the left upright and gone. Longest field goal of the year for Levy. He remains perfect. And the decision by Greg Green pays off. They convert a couple of 3rd downs, 1 4th down, defer on 4th and 3, but they trust the leg of Levy.
Yeah, Green showing confidence in his kicker. Great job there with execution. You had to come away with points. Levy comes through. Nice execution, blocking up front. It's a long kick, and Levy, one of the strongest legs in the state.
Yeah. There might have been some people even on that South Garner sideline questioning that decision, but it pays off. Levy gets the Titans on the board. Big drive. They needed to sustain some time, get the defensive breath, and get some points on the board, and they accomplished all 3. I think even that official, as Levy comes out, might have been complimenting him on that kick.
Yeah, he's been a weapon for them in the special teams, executing a field goal, extra points, also with his kickoffs, and flip the field position.
Ready for the Air Experts heating and cooling kickoff. Schedule your $59 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. 14-3 Comets lead. They're about to get the football back. And Levy will drive one deep down the middle, returnable from the 1. C.J. Martin. Advances to his right near the sideline, inside about the 25-yard line. Good coverage by the Titans. So 6 seconds left, opening quarter, 14-3 Clayton.
Well, the key for South Garner is how do you keep Moniku in the pocket, Patrick? They have to corral him. You cannot allow him to get to the outside and get those big gains. Slow him down. This offense, though, has balance, and that's what makes it so difficult to stop. This interior defensive line, the whole line unit, the front 7, this is the strength of this defense. They've got to get a good push up front to slow him down.
Which should be the final play of the opening quarter on this homecoming weekend in Clayton. In this opening quarter, they spotlighted Jonathan Moniku. Picks that ball off the turf, hands it to Dion Harris for about 5, and that will wind down the opening 12 minutes. Well, just an impressive opening quarter by the Clayton Comets. Thanks to number 10, Moniku has run one in from 8 and one from 52. And it's a 14-3 lead for the Clayton Comets. Homecoming from Nixon Fowler in Clayton. Let's get to our United States Army game summary for the opening quarter. The U.S. Army, be all you can be.
Early on here, Clayton dominating, rushing the ball, pretty even as far as total yards, but Clayton really shot off here with their offense and had the ball here looking to get another drive going to begin the second quarter.
Here's Moniku, spins away, buys some time, and again, not a lot of pressure anywhere outside the edges by the Titan defense. That'll be enough for a first down for the Clayton Comets. We talked a lot in the open about Nnamdi Oboko. He's been so far bottled up by the offensive line for the Comets.
Well, and this offensive line for Clayton, they're big, they're athletic, and they are nasty, and they're winning in the trenches thus far.
Performance Ford first down. Performance, peace of mind, lifetime powertrain warranty. Got a peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton. Nothing there. Only a few times make the yardage play. Seth Allen is out there on the edge. Lost about 5.
And this defense is athletic and they're physical. Running to the ball. Nice form tackle to make the play.
Defensively, based on what you saw the first 12 minutes, for South Garner, how do they contain? They knew Moniku was going to be the it factor in this game. Didn't do a good job containing him in the first quarter. How do they do it? Because here's an example. Moniku again, just kind of outraces guys, finds space, gets a huge block, and down the sideline, a little fake cutback, and then finally kind of wrestled out of bounds by Zaire Hines. It's just magical movement from John Moniku. There is a penalty marker down, though, right around midfield. It might have been the area of that big block that really freed Moniku up. And it looks like this is coming back. Jeffrey Plaster, the referee. So this will negate the big advance by Moniku. A hold on Clayton. That's the Comets' 4th penalty of this first half.
Holding on the Comets.
The infraction was right at the Titan 48-yard line. They'll walk it off from there. They will tentatively spot the football right around the 42. The players aren't exactly sure where the spot is. Now it's been put down, and they all walk past it. They're all on one side of the football. Now they come back and realize it's going to be second down after the holding penalty in the middle of that play. Second about 7.
Up here about the 42-yard line. See if South Garner can get a pass rush, but you got to set the edges, keep Moniku in the pocket.
3 receivers stacked at the top of the screen. Moniku fakes the handoff, hemmed in, but still able to make positive yardage on the play that probably should have gone for 0. Moniku snakes his way forward for almost 4.
Elijah Lattimore coming in to make the play. Now this is a big 3rd down coming up. South Garner get off the field. You figure that Moniku going to keep this ball, and he's going to be calling his number.
The same formation, and then contact made against the left guard by South Garner. Will be an automatic first down on the offsides call against the Titans.
Smart play call there, going on 2 with the hard count. Pick up an easy 5 yards to get the first down.
Let's go downstairs. Kendall has more on the Clayton offensive line against the South Garner defensive line.
Jay just talked about it a few minutes ago, but Clayton is winning in the trenches right now, and that was something that was really important to head coach Scott Chadwick throughout this entire week. He said he knew the strength of South Garner was their defensive line. They really focused on it throughout practice. The offense for Clayton averaged 350 yards prior to a 167-yard game last week. You can tell they're already off to a good start, and a lot of that has to do with the offensive line play, guys.
A good play right there on the defensive line. Micah Skurlock in there along with Elijah Lattimore. Forward progress for about 3.
Lattimore, I call his name a couple of times. He's the voice of the defense, outstanding in the run game. His fits, he's physical. He allowed 3 yards.
14-3 Comets lead. Once again in Titans territory. They do get a little bit of pressure quickly on Matthews, and the catch was made, or was it? Ball popped loose, picked up by South Garner, and down the sideline goes Skurlock. And it looks like it's going to be ruled as a fumble. I tell you what, Scott Chadwick is losing it at the other end of the field against the nearest official who called that a catch and a fumble. He thought it was going to be an incomplete pass. And South Garner recovers and advances it back about 45 yards. Big plot twist. Jay, what do you think?
Well, that was a hit. It was a hit right at the head.
Did look like a catch. There's the catch. 1 foot down, then, yeah, looked like the...
From that other angle, though, went...
Kind of the grill of the helmet, caught the grill of the receiver's helmet. It was ruled a fumble. There was no penalty marker down, and there's a Clayton Comet still down back at the 36-yard line, right in front of the bench. That's Tyler Campbell with the helmet off. There's Campbell, who made the reception and took that hit, and he is shaken up. We'll see if we can take one more look at that play. Scott Chadwick up in arms. I think he's probably beside himself for a couple of things. I think number 1, he wasn't quite sure that was a fumble, but number 2, I think it was right in front of him. It looked like there was some light helmet-on-helmet contact, which should be a penalty.
Helmet-to-helmet contact. We'll see here. Turns to make the catch.
Yeah. I mean, that's more than light helmet-to-helmet.
Yeah, that flag should have been thrown.
That's a big break. Big break for South Garner. Chadwick still pleading. And we see the athletic trainers kind of arm in arm with Tyler Campbell. He will run him through some battery tests to see if he's allowed to come back in the game. Chadwick still, I mean, he's incensed over there. The referee in the white cap, Jeffrey Plaster, was not the official who made that non-call. It was one of Plaster's crew members. And you can see Chadwick pointed the side of the head. Nothing they say to Chadwick right here is going to assuage his anger. Nothing. I mean, he wanted a penalty, but he also he's protecting his player.
But with the contact to the head, I mean, that's one that was missed there. You know, a flag should have been thrown.
Yeah, I think it's much less about fumble, incompletion. Right. It's more about, hey, one of my players just got hit in the head by an opposing player's helmet. That should be an automatic penalty, and either missed or not called for whatever reason. And the turnover now gives it to the Titans in just premium scoring position. So it's 14-3 Clayton. And this drive will begin right at about the 21-yard line.
The Aboko brothers playing left guard and left tackle on that left side of the O-line. That's where they run it.
And there is James Johnson inside the 20 for a couple of yards. Kendall Smith down was near the discussion, should we say.
Well, discussion is certainly a way to put it, Patrick. I don't know if I would call it a discussion. Scott Chadwick absolutely lived with the refs like you mentioned. Was that an incomplete pass? But it was targeting as well. He said, you guys didn't just miss one thing, you missed multiple things. Obviously, that went on for quite some time. The assistant coaches starting to get involved as well. The ref said, we talked to the head coaches, we've made our decision. Let's move on. Guys?
You see they're still testing out Tyler Campbell on the Clayton sideline. Thanks very much, Kendall. That's exactly what we were kind of assuming that the conversation was on incompletion or catch, and then contact, helmet to helmet. Holding penalty, though, goes on the Titans. It'll back them up 10. And we talked about how big it was for South Garner, down 14 early points, to get points on the board on that drive. Equally as important to me, Jay, off of the perhaps missed 2 calls, right, the fumble pickup and recovered. You're deep in Clayton territory on the road. You don't need 3 here, you need 7.
You have to take advantage of this opportunity. You have to execute. You got to get a touchdown. That's my mindset here, is a touchdown.
Still first down. Johnson. Gibbs. And staying on his feet, getting out of the tackle of Kinsey. Good effort. Will pick up a couple of more yards. Mark Wilson, number 8, on the carry.
We talked about the offensive line for Clayton. Here for South Garner. Challenge for them against this group. And this is a veteran line and a group really that has to get pushed. They've got to help out their running game there and try to help out the pass game as well as their pass protection.
The Titans need the 11-yard line to move the chains. This is second down at 18. Johnson looking for time to throw. Over the middle, deep. It's caught. A cut across inside the 10. That'll be a first down. We've seen great hands from Zaire Hines tonight a couple of times. Again, over the middle, deep slant, fingertip catch.
He is so smooth. How about this throw from Johnson, hitting him in stride. Perfect placement right on his numbers. Plucks the ball down. Huge play over the middle. Now this offense is rolling.
Now the Titans inside the Drive Shack green zone. Drive Shack, a driving range is only half the story. 8 minutes left first half. Titans are driving to get right back in this game. Draggling would-be tacklers ahead for a couple of yards. Another very hard run. That'll get the Titans down to about the 5. Wilson again. Second and goal.
This defense has to keep their eyes on Johnson. With him running the ball, he's dangerous. Track him and again, watch for Hines. He's been the go-to guy tonight, number 14.
Wilson still in the backfield, left of James Johnson, the experienced quarterback for the Titans. He will keep. Quick pass to the outside. One man nearly missed, and help came. Knocked him out of bounds at about the 2. Trey Motley on the reception for South Garner. This is a tough play to defend.
Short side of the field, this secondary, very physical, getting off the blocks to make the tackle.
I think what happened on that play is we saw Ty Machette, number 12, the other receiver in the same area, kind of brought his defender into the area where the reception was made and caused some unneeded congestion. 3rd and goal. Right at the 5. And James Johnson looking right, tucks it in, pressure to the backfield, and Kinsey got him. Chris Kinsey. Biggest defensive play of the game. That's his 8th tackle for a loss this year. Brings up 4th down.
Now, he is so physical and beats the block up front, and then he will not miss a tackle. Once he grabs you, he's going to bring you down. Great job on a critical 3rd down, getting a sack.
That's going to force Drew Levy back on the field. Just knocking in from 49 yards right at the tail end of the first quarter. This will be a much shorter variety for him. This will be right around 27 yards. He has not missed all year. This would make it a one-possession game. Good snap, and it's 14-6. Levy is 6 out of 6 this year. So South Garner does convert the turnover by Clayton, as controversial as it was, into 3 more points. And Greg Green's Titans on the road within 8 midway through the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, Jay, Kendall, and myself will bring you the Performance Forward halftime report. 23 minutes in length. Get ready. It's homecoming here in Clayton. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes participate in school interviews with principals, highlights from around the country from last week, and more. Performance Peace of Mind, Powertrain lifetime warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Forward in Clinton. A couple of field goals by that man, Drew Levy. 14-6. Clayton on top of South Garner. 6:35 to play here in the first half. The Titans have done a very nice job to kind of creep back into this one as we get ready for our kickoff. Presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling. $59 tune-up. You can schedule that today at yourairexperts.com. Another returnable kick for the Clayton Comets. C.J. Martin up the near sideline. Out short of midfield. Big return again by C.J. Martin. He's a big threat.
The special teams have been a factor tonight, and Martin, with his track speed, he's really done a nice job reading the blocks and letting his athleticism take over. Look at him here. There's a small crease, and then boom. Sees it, hits it. Outstanding field position for the offense to start the drive.
Let's go downstairs to Kendall, who has an update on Tyler Campbell for the Clayton Comets.
Yeah, Tyler was with the athletic trainer guys for quite a bit of time, went through some testing, concussion protocol. Seems like he passed everything according to the athletic trainer. He talked to his parents. He wants to get back in this game, but as of right now, they're going to go to half, reevaluate him at the half, and his goal is to come out and play the third and fourth quarters, guys.
Pick up about 6 on the opening play for Moniku. Thank you, Kendall, for hustling to get that info, especially for the Clayton Comet fans worried about Campbell. We'll know if he's ready to go if he's coming out of halftime with a helmet in his hands. That's what the trainers do, to basically say, you're not going in, we're taking your helmet away. If he's coming out with the helmet, we'll see him in the second half. And we saw the Titan defense forced a turnover. There is a look at Campbell. That's a good sign right there. Not only with the helmet on in his hand, it's on his head. Pick up a couple of yards there. Bring up third down as Armston picks it up to about 2.
And when Clayton can have success running the ball up the middle, that just opens up that edge. The zone read for Moniku on the outside. And I really like how they've mixed in their running game, going to the edges, inside zones, just giving the defense a different look.
I think they're just trying to, again, spread things out, force them to take their eyes off of Moniku since he's been the focal point of this offense. He will not give the ball up here. First down yardage and more. Escapes a tackle. There's another patent cutback by Moniku inside the 20-yard line. Moniku for a 27. And it's a first down for the Clayton Comets on the drive again.
River Fiore, the tight end, number 14, only a sophomore. Clear out block. Good job by 14. Moniku does the rest. These guys up front, the tight ends as well as the O-line, everybody getting involved in the run game.
Back inside the Drive Shack green zone. Drive Shack at driving range is only half the story. From the 19-yard line, first down for Clayton. Moniku probing, just went right below a would-be attacker, trying to drag a guy out of his jersey. And Moniku picks up the 10 hardest yards of the night.
It's amazing watching him because this is a front 7 that is really good for South Garner. They are physical. There was no room to run here. Watch 10. I mean, this is clogged up, and that's just him being special, something different with his game. I mean, position to make the tackle, nobody can do it. Take 2 or 3 guys to bring him down.
I mean, Elijah Lattimore was there. I'm not going to say he whiffed on it, but you can't tackle Moniku up around the shoulders. And he was going to get a limbo below. And around the right side, and there goes Nehemiah Smith for the Comets touchdown. So Smith with his 5th touchdown run of the season. And Clayton has his third TD of the night.
Nehemiah Smith, outstanding runner. That 1-2 punch with Armstead and Smith, those two doing the job tonight. Over on that right edge, they run it towards the left previous play. Then Smith finishes it off with speed around the corner. A big drive there by Clayton to stretch out this lead.
Parker man for the extra points. 4:08 left in the first half. 6 unanswered points by South Garner until that run by that man, Nehemiah Smith. Almost untouched. 21-6, Clayton. A reminder, we're streaming tonight's Friday Night Rivals on our Facebook Live at MyRDC TV. Brought to you by CBS. Shop new lower prices every day. And while you're watching the game on Facebook Live, sponsored by CBS, message Jay. He will get back to you with any questions you have about high school football, ECU football, or even eyewear.
Ask anything. I'm here for you.
We got to do a Reddit with Jay Sonos. Yes. 21-6, Clayton leading South Garner. Air Experts heating and cooling kickoff. Schedule your $59 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. I missed you all. High hanging kick. Returnable from the goal line. Here come the Titans looking for a little burst in special teams on their own, and they won't get it. Special teams covered there by Cameron Oviats. Long field for the South Garner Titans.
For South Garner, 2 field goals, 2 positive drives. You wish you could have got touchdowns there, but Clayton, this offense has been so good in the first half. Still here, plenty of time with a timeout, but you have to feel that sense of urgency, especially going to the halftime break. You need a touchdown in this situation. You got to look for Hines. He's been your best guy on the outside.
This drive will begin. Worst field position all night for the Titans at the 17-yard line. Johnson's played a nice first half. And these throws have been his bread and butter. And that was right through the hands, incomplete, looking for Trey Motley. Now, if you're South Garner on the sideline, and certainly Greg Green won't allow any kind of panic or anxiety to kind of fill their veins. It's a 15-point deficit, yes. You're on the road, yes. But you have the football with under 4 minutes to play. If you can matriculate a long drive, you get the football on the other side of intermission, and you can effectively have 2 straight possessions. Right. If you score touchdowns on both, it's an even game.
Yeah, and he's a coach that instills confidence in his team, and telling his team over on the sideline, hey guys, we're fine, and making sure everybody knows, hey, listen, let's make these adjustments and we're going to be fine.
Johnson locked on the right sideline, hooks up with Machettes, and he will take it across the 30-yard line, and that will be a first down.
Machette, 6'1", good job there, boxing out the defender. That's a key first down pickup.
Performance Ford first down, Performance Peace of Mind, lifetime powertrain warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton. Just the 3rd catch of the year for Machette, but it's good for a first down for the Titans. And they moved it out now to the 31-yard line. Johnson again right over the middle. Good catch made by Jones. Spins left, right up the hash. And that'll be good for about 7. They have taken a couple of shots downfield, but otherwise, Jay, everything's been either to the sideline or in between the hashes, and fairly routine throws.
Yeah, and taking the underneath routes, and middle of the field opening up, and student running out on the field.
The homecoming dance is tomorrow. Let's go. 50 yards ahead of the play. Are the bathrooms on that side of the field, Jay? Does somebody have to go that bad?
Might have been a situation somebody dared on to run across the field.
Perhaps still running. Well, he can watch the rest of the game on Facebook Live and ask any question he wants. He's not going to watch it from here.
He'll be watching from outside of the stadium.
2nd and 2. See the Titans working the clock. They do not want to give Clayton the football. Worst case, even if they don't score in the final couple minutes of this first half. And that should be enough for a first down. Will be good for a first down for the Titans.
Result of the play.
Wilson again. Just a couple of field goals for the Titans so far, but they did get inside the red zone once of Clayton. Only came away with a 27-yard field goal by Levy. Pump fake, pressure. Johnson to the right against the grain. And you know if you're a defender there with a left-handed quarterback, he's not going to throw going to that side of the field. So the defense could kind of gamble and converge. That's exactly what Kinsey did.
Nice job protecting the ball as he got hit. He was out there going full speed, and McKenzie tracked him down.
He really can run.
I mean, look at 5 right here, getting off the block, how athletic he is. And Royal as well, the star linebacker going in. Cameron Royal back. But those two have nowhere to go, and they just sealed it off.
Kinsey never gave up on the play. 2nd and 6. Johnson intercepted across the middle, and there goes Cameron Royal inside the 30 and punched down around the 15-yard line. Read the eyes of James Johnson, and Cameron Royal forces the first Titan turnover of the game.
Royal just reads the eyes, one of the stars on this defense, the leader. Jumps in the passing lane. Big pickup after he gets this ball. He's looking for the end zone. And that's a guy that's played so much football, better in this program, so smart. Watching film, reading the eyes, reading his keys, and it all pays off with a big interception.
Jay, what did we just say about taking the safe underneath passes? He tried to look Royal off the play by having Johnson look to the right, quickly turn back left, and really made the throw, assuming that was going to be open territory in the pass. And Royal, the big return after his first interception of the year. And this is precisely what the Titans wanted to avoid, Jay. They were on the march. Whether they score or not, they could have eaten up the clock and not given Clayton the ball back. Now Clayton is in the red zone.
And that's just like your best player sensing an opportunity, and Royal sets up his offense now. But Royal, he was out a couple weeks with a knee injury. Past couple ball games, he's been back. This defense has been completely different. Scott Chadwick, so happy to have his star senior linebacker back.
And now the Comets could really take command inside a minute for the half. Moniku, nowhere to go left, and then the flag comes in. The tackle was up high.
Tackle by Aboyo.
Aboyo, number 72. Let's take a look at the call here. It is right in the area where the flag is, where that hit took place against Moniku. I don't know if the hit was high, but right now it doesn't look like Jeffrey Plaster's quite sure either. It's a face mask against South Garner. That will put Clayton really right on the doorstep with 48 seconds to go. A reminder, stay tuned. At halftime, the Performance Forward halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes, interviews with the principals of South Garner and Clayton, highlights, and a whole lot more. Performance Peace of Mind, Powertrain Lifetime Warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Forward in Clinton. So down to the 7-yard line after the personal foul penalty against South Garner. And this is Moniku, made one man miss, and Moniku, for the 3rd time in the first half, takes it to the house. Penalty marker down. So hold your applause if you're the Comets. And the marker is at the 2-yard line on the sideline. And we'll see what the call is. And it's coming back.
On the Comets.
Scott Chadwick has had better nights. I mean, he's up by 21, well, 15 points for the moment. He's had a couple of boiling points here in this first half. That's one of them.
Yeah, the shoulders of Boko turned. That's where they threw the flag.
Well, they dropped the flag right inside the sideline, but there's no hold there. That might have been at the right end of the offensive line. Scott Chadwick, a non-believer. 42 seconds left in the first half. Clayton leading by 15, trying to convert on a late half interception run by James Johnson. Now they're trying to get the ball spotted in the right spot. It's right at the 13-yard line.
13-yard line.
And this will be
Sets up
second down.
8 for the Comets.
And they still can't get a first down right at the 5-yard line. 42 seconds left. Moniku, the keeper. Hard cut left. Moving forward, and there is his third touchdown of the night. One play later. 27-6. Clayton.
Some players just have a sense for the end zone. The game looks easy to them, and he's just going at a different speed than everybody else right now. Running the ball, quarterback designed run. Scott Chadwick goes to his best weapon on offense, and it pays off. I mean, just the zig and zag, making a guy miss. He's got all those qualities that you look for in a runner. He's a leader, and for him, his senior year, what a start to his campaign.
And now a 28-6 lead for the Clayton Comets. And when the film is watched tomorrow by the coaching staff of South Garner, unless there's a big second half comeback, they're going to look back to the final 2 minutes of this first half. You're down by a couple of scores, yes, but the opportunities were there if you protect the football and go down the field. Turnover, big return on the pick, and suddenly you're down by 22. A lot of football yet to be played for South Garner. They have not beaten Clayton in school history, and again, they've only played Clayton the last couple of years, but it was a 3-0 Comets win last year. A little bit more decisive win by Clayton in 2021. This is one of those measuring sticks for the South Garner Titans on where they are. And as advertised, it's been John Moniku who's been the difference maker. .36 seconds left in the first half. Air Experts kickoff. It's going to be a $59 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. Returnable here for the Titans. They need a big return to set up something here in the final half minute. And the return, not the large one they needed inside the 30-yard line.
South Garner takes over, 1st and 10.
When you look at this game so far, this first half, Clayton coming out making a statement in the first quarter, 14-0, and South Garner coming back a little bit. But how you start, how you finish. Closing out the second quarter, interception, 21-6. Titans have the ball, could have gone down, you know, and had some momentum going to the halftime break, but you get the interception, then another touchdown, and it's this Clayton team just really starting to get into a groove, and I know Scott Chadwick has to be happy with how they perform.
To the sideline, Johnson runs it out. You've heard the phrase compliment sandwich, correct?
Yeah.
Right? Compliment the front, compliment the back, and then maybe a little slight in the middle. Well, this has been a compliment sandwich first half for Clayton and South Garner. Clayton opens up on the front side of the bracket, back-to-back touchdowns. And a couple of field goals in the middle for South Garner, and now back-to-back touchdowns. And there's your compliment football sandwich, 28-6 Comets. The final 20 seconds of the first half.
And the key for them, the message will be, hey, let's come out here in the third quarter and get off to another hot start.
Jay, love the shirt. I can buy you a razor. Hey, pretty sharp shoes. How's that work? So Johnson on second down. They go on the ground as a flag flies in. Ball was stripped. Kinsey has it. I didn't hear a whistle. And Kinsey bowling through. Titans tumbles to the 15-yard line. I didn't hear a whistle. Penalty marker was thrown, but if this marker goes against South Garner, it's a strip and a takeaway by Kinsey. And it's going on the Titans, and Kinsey tore it away, pilfered the football, and they're down to the 15-yard line with 11 seconds left.
And he's played great tonight. Again, just shoving his man and then going for the ball. He just rips it away. Just takes it. How many defensive linemen do you see that just rip the ball and then turn into a running back? He was going for the end zone. What a play.
And deserves the Clayton Comet necklace.
Just outstanding work.
Turnover chain for the Comets, man. He should be able to walk through school wearing that all week. That was a phenomenal play. So now time to perhaps start nailing the coffin shut here. Couple of plays left in the first half. Hangs it up, back corner in the end zone. Perfectly thrown. Touchdown. What a finesse pass by Moniku. Tavon Evans, the recipient. And the Clayton Comets have scored a couple of touchdowns in the last minute of the first half.
Perfect ball from Moniku, and then Evans on the fade route, back shoulder. Excellent placement. And Evans beating his man, and then high pointing the ball for the exclamation point going into the halftime break. This offense is clicking, playing at such a high level.
What did we say a moment ago about the final 2 minutes of tape that South Garner will watch when this one is over? There it is, 21 points in the final handful of minutes here in this first half. And this has gone from a very competitive game where South Garner, despite trailing, felt like they were right in it. Turnover, boom, boom. And this one now is a rout. 35-6, Clayton. In the blink of an eye.
It's like Clayton just has that sense for the big play. I mean, we've seen it already multiple times here, getting the turnover, the punch, scoring it on offense on the ground. Then they go through the air there. Defense is expecting Moniku to run it. No, go through the air, test out the secondary, and nice execution with the wide receivers going over the top.
14-6 game, early stages, second quarter. South Garner, if they simply protected the football with a couple minutes left in this second quarter, would have at worst gone to intermission down 21-6. 35-6. An uppercut and then a right cross by the Comets. Short kick, quickly down by South Garner. That's going to give the Titans one shot here with 3 seconds
The bouncing kick down around the 33-yard line. Will the Titans take over?
It's going to take some work for Greg Green to keep his team's spirits up at halftime, as they have been blindsided here in the last couple of minutes. And now we'll see the Comets only 3 up against the defensive, or on the defensive line. Everybody else is back. You have 4 Comets standing about 40 yards away from the line of scrimmage and simply taking a knee, and that is going to do it for the first half. The Clayton Comets have been led by their star quarterback, John Moniku. Kinsey made a big defensive play midway in the second quarter, and then an absolute pilfer out of the hands of the running back for another turnover, which led to a last-second touchdown, and it's a runaway now. 35-6, Clayton is on top, and our Kendall Smith is downstairs with Scott Chadwick, the head coach for Clayton.
Coach, you guys haven't forced a turnover in 3 weeks. You just forced 2 in the last 2 minutes of the half. What'd you think about your defense in the second quarter?
2 huge plays there. Gave us a lot of breathing room there, and then our offense did what they're supposed to do and capitalized on it quickly.
John Montague with 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half. South Garner hasn't been able to stop him. Why?
Well, one thing we talked about all week was getting John to the second level. We felt like if we can get John to the second level, he's pretty darn good when we get him moving, and he's been pretty good tonight.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Kendall. 3 rushing touchdowns by Moniku, and 1 through the air in the final seconds of the first half. Homecoming is off to a glorious start in Clayton. 35-6, the Comets on top of South Garner. Stay tuned. Performance Forward halftime report from Clayton, North Carolina is next. You're watching CBS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University.
You're watching the Performance Ford Halftime Report. Performance Ford, home to the Performance Peace of Mind Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton.
And now it's time for the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. Presenting the award for Tatum and Atkinson is Season Atkinson.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the Friday Night Rivals Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week from South Garner High School. The Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Maya Sanders. Maya is Conference Cheerleader of the Year, All-Star Cheer USASF World Champion, All-Star Cheerleading National Champion, and carries a 4.18 GPA. Maya volunteers for Raleigh Rescue Mission, Titan Community 5K Run, and Garner Santa Shopping Spree. From Clayton High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Court Schmidlin. Court is 4-year rugby team captain, is football team captain, competes in rugby tournaments internationally for Eagle Impact Rugby Academy, and carries a 4.6 GPA. Court volunteers as a tutor, volunteers for Ronald McDonald House, and participated in the established gift program at O'Berry Neuromedical Treatment Center.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tatum and Atkinson, injured in a wreck? Call the heavy hitters.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes. We'll be right back after this message on CBS Friday Night City. Welcome back in, everybody, to the CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University. Now joined alongside of the South Garner High School principal, Mr. Mason, thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast tonight. You've been at South Garner now for about 7-8 months. What's your experience at the school been so far?
You know, it's been absolutely phenomenal, serving time at South Garner High School. It's an amazing place, the students, the staff, the community. It's a great place to be, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, your head coach is fantastic. I was talking with you before we got on this interview, had the chance to speak with Greg Green a little bit earlier in the week. What made him the right hire? Because you said he was one of your first hires as the principal at South Garner.
He was. Mr. Green, his enthusiasm, his love for the game, care for kids, we just felt like he was the right fit to begin rebranding South Garner High School. Even though we're in our 6th year, our first 2.5 years were COVID years, and so we're still building traditions, building a culture, and Coach Green has the right mindset, the right pedigree. We feel he has that in order to reprogram or rebrand our football program.
As the principal, what are your goals for South Garner High School as you serve the community and the school?
You know, right now, I think outside of building a phenomenal athletic program, I think that, as I alluded to earlier, building traditions, building a culture. Again, 6 years in, we don't have some of the same structures, the same traditions that a school like Clayton has, which they have a phenomenal community, a great culture, and we want to be able to build something very similar at South Garner.
Well, Mr. Faison, we really appreciate your time here on this Performance Forward Halftime Report. Plenty more coming up next, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the Performance Forward Halftime Report here on CBS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University. Kendall Smith now joined alongside of Melissa Hubbard. She is the principal at Clayton High School. Quite a sizable lead for you guys here at the half. What'd you think about the first 2 quarters?
Cannot complain. I am a little competitive, so one of my admins said, Hubbard, you can't run up the sideline with them. I said, I'm just, I'm like a proud mama. So very happy for our team and really, proud of Coach Chadwick and where he's brought our team being in his 2nd year. So very proud of them.
Hey, I'm here for all the energy. I love it. I saw you up and down the sidelines really giving it your all. And this is your first football season, actually, as the principal at Clayton High School. You spent some time as an elementary school principal and then as a middle school principal principal, now at the high school level. How's it been for you so far with this Clayton community?
Actually, it's been phenomenal. I am originally from Clayton. I graduated from Clayton High School in 1993, so actually 30 years ago. Sorry, that is my age, but it's been exciting. It's been so emotional, personal, to be able to come back to the high school that I loved and the community that I was born and raised in, and that has always held a place in my heart. To be able to lead this school, our motto this year is to go for great, and we tell our kids all the time, because we're a different kind of blue, and we're not just a normal blue. Clayton, we tell our kids we're different, we're special, and that's been the tradition that I grew up here back in the day in the 90s, and it has maintained that. I mean, my mom, my grandmother, all were Clayton graduates, and so it's just not about being the principal, it's about coming home, and I want to make everybody proud. I want our school to be the best in everything, not just athletics, but in academics too, because that's really why we're here, is for our students.
Well, Coach Chadwick talked about how great the support of the community. And you see this turf field here, and that's thanks to the town of Clayton. Just tell us a little bit more about how important their support has been as you have transitioned into this role of principal.
I would say the high school is kind of like the center point of the town, and the town supports us in everything we do. I mean, we just had it's our homecoming week. We had our Clayton parade, which started back when I was in school here, and to see the community people, the mayor, the police chief, the town councilmen to come out and just support it, and all the families. I mean, when you ride in the parade, and it's not just the parents of the students, it's the parents of little kids who will one day be a Comet. And that's what this is about. It's the traditions of just supporting a school and a town together. It's like one.
Well, Ms. Hubbard, we really appreciate your time here on this Performance Forward halftime report. Melissa Hubbard, the principal at Clayton High School. And now we're going to turn our attention over to the man who was a part of our coin toss at the beginning of the game. It's Staff Sergeant Channing Cheers of the United States Marine Corps. Really appreciate you joining us here. What was it like to go out there and be a part of the coin toss?
So part of being on recruiting duty is to actually be a part of the community. So it was great to actually come out and be a part of Clayton High School's coin toss for the Friday night rival game.
And you get to see this incredible crowd, this great atmosphere. Have you enjoyed the football so far tonight?
The students have been great coming up to our booth, taking on some challenge that the Marine Corps puts out every time we set up, and the game's been going awesome, so go Clayton. It's been great.
Well, just want to give you a huge thank you for the service that you give to our country. What inspired you to join the Marine Corps?
So I'm fourth generation military, but I'm the first generation Marine, and I wanted to set apart myself for a legacy that I could give back to my kids.
Well, we really appreciate you joining us here on this Performance Forward halftime report. Staff Sergeant of the United States Marine Corps, Channing Cheers. We've got plenty more coming here on CBS Friday Night Rivals. Currently a 35-6 lead for Clayton over South Garner. But for now, I'm going to send it back up to the guys, Patrick and Jay.
All right, Kendall, well, you look at the homecoming festivities. Halftime report continues, and Jay, the first half was really a coronation for the Clayton Comets, especially the final couple minutes of the first half as we rack up some highlights from a 35-point first half.
Clayton looked so good on offense. They did on defense and special teams. It started off with Jonathan Moniku. What he was able to do running the football to start off this ball game. They came out here on fire. Long runs, the offensive line doing the job, and then the bounce they had in the passing game, they started to open up. This was a big turnover, a no call here. South Garner didn't get a touchdown. They got a field goal there, but Clayton came back here, scoring a touchdown with Smith finishing off in the end zone.
What we've seen from this Clayton Comets squad here in the first half, I mean, this is a team. This is going to be a tough out if they stay healthy over the final month of the regular season. They have playmakers, difference makers on the offensive side with their quarterback, on the defensive side with Kinsey, and also with Royal. This team, also the experience, and also to have success in the postseason, Jay, you need a chip on your shoulder. I think Clayton over the last few years has developed that chip, and that could serve them well.
They have all the pieces, and they have a great head coach that knows how to get wins in the playoffs, one of the best. And Scott Chadwick and his team is clicking on all cylinders right now.
That touchdown pass was in the final 6 seconds of the first half. We'll take a look at the halftime stats. And yard-wise, pretty even, but the field position, special teams have been big as far as the kickoff return game for the Comets.
Yeah, and the defense, what Clayton has been able to do, just getting that big turnover there going into the halftime break and then stopping the run. They've been solid at all three levels.
35-6 is the halftime lead for Clayton as they try to win their 3rd straight in this series against South Garner. Well, I had some great games all around the country last week, so let's take a look at some of those highlights from Friday night rivals from across America.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
3rd and 10. Terry to throw. Scans right. Directs traffic. Spins back. Middle of the field. Terry's still on his feet. He's wrapped up. Throws it. It's caught at the 15-yard line. Inside the 10.
On the boundary side. Dragging across the middle, the reception to McCoy. He turns the corner. McCoy lowers the shoulder, breaks a tackle, in, touchdown!
Hanauer double pumps on 3rd and 11. Got him, man. Power! How did he catch that? How did it wasn't? Oh my gosh!
Going to use his legs, throw it to the end zone. That one is caught. Oh my goodness, Stephen Famoyan. Put that one on the highlight reel for sure.
On 1st down, has some time. Wants to put it up deep. He's got Enrique James McClair. Touchdown, McCollum.
Baker, clock moving. Rolls right. Baker throws it deep. Touchdown!
And he's going to roll out, throw into the. Oh, it's tipped. He caught the ball. He caught the ball. The 2-point conversion is good. What a play!
High school hijinks from around America. Homecoming weekend at Clayton, and there's your queen. 35-6, Comets lead South Garner. More of the halftime show when Jay and I and Kendall return.
A lot of star players out on the field tonight for Clayton, and I had an opportunity in the offseason to catch up with Scott Chadwick's most known star player, Drake May. He coached him at Myers Park, now starring at North Carolina. Those two have a special relationship. Here are 2 special guests, Coach Scott Chadwick and his former quarterback, Drake May. Coach, when did you first meet Drake? And you coached him in high school, but what was that experience like for you?
Well, I first met him when he showed up at my quarterback training site with me and Josh McCown, and watched him throw, and this kid's not bad.
Coach Chadwick, just the person he is, and I think, he does great. I just listened to his post-practice speech out here, and he's out here still giving the same life lessons he is to us. That's still we still use today. So that's been Coach Chadwick. It's about football. It's also about growing us into men.
What was maybe the one game when you really knew that Drake was something different?
Probably the first game that we played. His junior year, he threw 50 touchdowns and had 2 interceptions. Like, that's just little video game numbers.
Yeah. What's your best experience being in high school with Coach Chadwick and some of those memories?
Yeah, I think with me, just seeing the energy out here those guys had, just breaking it down the huddle, brings me back to times, with my guys and my guys in high school. Just still seeing my old teammates, and we always, the main thing we're talking about is high school football. Just the memories you have in high school football on a night like this, and especially when it's Friday night and you got crowd and fans and student sections going. It doesn't get better than that. It's high school football, and I tell people all the time, high school's football is, the best football.
All right, Jay, good piece on Scott Chadwick and Drake May. What did you learn from that conversation between those two?
Well, you learned how close they are. Still, they talk all the time, and that relationship that they've had means everything to both of them. And Coach Chadwick knows how to develop you on the field, but also off the field as well.
Coach Chadwick, this now becomes to him almost a final destination spot for him, and trying to again return the Clayton Comets to their days of glory. And downstairs, Kendall is with the head coach for South Garner, Greg Green.
Well, guys, I had the chance to talk with Coach Green at the half, and he said it wasn't one play that's taken us out of this game so far, and it's not going to be one play that gets us back in. He said we've had a ton of missed tackles, a ton of small mistakes at the half. I saw him having a private moment with his quarterback, James Johnson Jr. I asked him what it was about. He said James wants to shoulder the load of this game. He's a senior. We're going to let him do all that he can, but it's also a team effort here in the second half. I also asked him what makes Moniku so challenging to play against. He said they just need to do a better job of contact. He's a D1 college player, tough guy to go against, but his team just needs to get out of their heads, get back out there, and try to get in this one, guys.
All right, let's get to the Air Experts heating and cooling kickoff for the second half. Schedule your $59 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. So a touchback to open this third quarter, and there is the aforementioned James Johnson for South Garner. Jay, how do you take small bites out of this deficit and try and gain a little traction here in the second half?
Well, I think you've got to come out here and you need points. You need to have a positive drive. And coming out of the halftime break, you have to be motivated. Forget about the score, but how do they do it? I think they've got to go back and take some shots down the field. If you continue to try the intermediate routes, this defense is too good. You've got to have some explosive plays.
South Garner is now understanding, if they didn't already, about the strength of the top of the Greater News. Just a couple of weeks ago, blanked by the other undefeated team, Cleveland, 35-0. They came back last week and beat Corinth Holders. But this is a different level of teams within this league. You're talking about two of the better teams in the eastern half of the states in your league.
Yeah, and this league is so deep. And this was a huge challenge tonight for them. And, first half hasn't gone their way. Now, how are you going to respond? How do you face adversity? What do you do from that point forward? And I think we're going to see the Titans come out here and fight.
Yeah, the easy adage is, you can't score 29 points on one possession. You don't want to go out of character. This is not a team that delivers big certainly they're on the spread, they throw a lot, but they're not deep strikes, 70-yard plays all the time. They need to chew up some plays, stay within their character of the offense. 3rd and 1. And we look at Andre Saunders for South Garner, 9 of 13 this year. James Johnson, number 3, started the first half. But both these guys capable of playing quarterback, and right now Saunders is going to step, and they're going to move James Johnson to kind of a running back position. Takes the carry here on 3rd and 1. I'm not sure he got it.
Jordan Caldwell coming down the line, the second tackle he's had here. Look at number 8 flying through. Nice job as well as Tyrell June, the defensive end. Those two really good edge defenders.
That's 4th down, and the punt team is coming on for South Garner. So they made a change at quarterback, put James Johnson in the backfield, brought in Andre Saunders, and they put it in the hands of Johnson, 3rd and 1, and he didn't get it. And that's not at all where Greg Green wanted to be to begin the second half. 2 minutes in, punted away. This will be the second punt of the night. And I think the Titans, are they players short? Yeah, and 11 players just now running onto the field, and the officials are calling an illegal substitution here against the Titans. The second half has started like a flat tire. Conversation right there with Saunders. So Levy, who is accountable for the 2 field goals in the game for South Garner, is on a punt it away. A little more than 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Pressure coming, got it away. Nice hang time and deep. This will land at the 33-yard line. And look at this bounce. Inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. 61 yards on that boot by Levy.
Heck of a kick, flipping the field position. He's had a big night.
He's the player of the game. Drew Levy, a couple of field goals made, including a 49-yarder, his longest of his career. And Owen Woods a 61-yard punt.
When you have a strong kicker, that impact is huge. As far as field position, executing extra points, field goals, it's just a big part of the game, and they've got a weapon in Levy.
We know Moniku will stay in at quarterback here for Clayton. He was brilliant in the first half. A little toss. Armston. While they were doing the ceremony on the field with the homecoming court, and anointing the king and queen, I bumped in once again to the mom of John Moniku. There are thousands of people here, and she's one I've run into her twice, before the game and then at halftime. She said, pretty awesome first half. She's very proud of what she's seen so far.
She's got to love it.
Player down, and that's Armstead, who just had that carry. Stretching out the legs, think it might be cramps. So on comes the athletic training staff. We mentioned very warm, a little humid down in the field as well. There's no breeze at all. Feels like a sauna up here in the press box, but even down in the field, very, very warm, uncharacteristically so for the middle of October. You see that? They're stretching out that left leg. It's a telltale sign of a cramp.
And how about this atmosphere? Clayton, outstanding fan support, this setting, beautiful facilities here.
Yeah, the community has come out and they have supported Clayton football for as long as Clayton has had football. There's a great crowd right below us on this side of the field. A reminder, during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, Jay and I will select the West Shore Home Play of the Game. Brought to you by West Shore Home, bringing happiness to every home. I mean, young and old, grandfathers, grandmothers, moms and dads, cousins, community members, all here to support what could be one of the better teams that Clayton has fielded, frankly, in the last decade.
When Scott Chadwick took over, there are a lot of things that needed to be fixed, and I'm just amazed at what he's been able to do in such a short time. The culture here, the talent, the coaching, everything top-notch.
So Armstead to the sideline after a bout of cramps. 2nd and 8. Moniku will unload deep. Has a man. Deion Harris makes the crowd catch and can't step out of the tackle. Saving a touchdown. Seth Adams. What a bomb. Thrown in the middle of the bullseye by Moniku to a streaking Deion Harris.
A really good hustle there by Adams to make the tackle. This throw just perfect for Moniku. Hitting Harris in stride. Outstanding hustle. But Harris and Moniku striking again. I love the aggressiveness between those two taking the shot down the field.
All the way down to the 32-yard line. First down. Moniku keeps it on the ground this time. The handoff for a couple. Well, that's what the Clayton Comet fans are accustomed to. Maybe not the 50-yard pass plays, but they're used to winning football at a high, high level. They had 2 head coaches here for over 50 years combined, with Glenn Nixon and then Gary Fowler, but they've had a lot of turnover in this program since, and they're hoping that they have kind of found their next generational leader here in Scott Chadwick. And fortunately, he loves the area. His wife said this is the last time I'm moving, so this better make this your final spot, and he's trying to make a big impact here. A fake run, now a toss over the middle, and it's Nesselrod bringing it home inside the 20-yard line, down to the 15.
Well, Nesselrod, he's a weapon in the pass game. 3 touchdowns last year. He's had a big year run blocking, and here, athletic, nice catch, takes the hit. There's so much balance in this offense. Running the ball, wide receivers, tight end play. And Nesselrod, as well as Court Schmidlin, those 2 tight ends, we've seen those guys out on the field multiple times. Very diverse offense with different formations they can attack you with.
Comets inside the drive shack green zone yet again. Moniku probing, picks up about 5. Let's go back downstairs. Kendall Smith more on the 2nd-year head coach for the Comets, Scott Chadwick.
Patrick, you were just talking about it there. Scott Chadwick's wife said she wasn't moving again, and Chadwick really has been a family man throughout his entire coaching career. He had a stint at the University of Maryland where he was coaching, eventually came back to high school football, and I asked him earlier this week, why did you stay in high school football when you had those opportunities to coach at the college level? And he said it was really about his family at the end of the day. He just wanted to be a dad. He wanted that stability, and he's glad he made that decision and ultimately ended up here at Clayton, guys.
Yeah, he's coached all over the place. He was the director of recruiting operations for the University of Maryland for a year, been a head coach in Georgia, a head coach in Maryland. He's the head coach at Myers Park, head coach at Marvin Ridge, some very big-time programs. At Myers Park, he was there 6 years. 13 of his 20 losses were in his first 2 years. His last 4, Jay, he went 48-7. He made the 4AA regional finals. Lost to Chambers. There's something, something that kind of drew him to the history, the tradition, something that he wanted to rebuild here for the Clayton community. It happens when you have a quarterback like this. Here's Moniku zigzagging around, changing the side of the field from right to left. I mean, anytime he starts improvising like that, if you're the defense, you're like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Watch here. There's a Boko. Great hustle there, and this is a big D-line just chasing him down, and that's the hustle, though. Good job swarming to the ball by the Titans.
That brings them now 4 down. Offense still on the field. 35-6 is the lead for Clayton, and we get a timeout. So the Comets will talk it over midway through the third quarter. Clayton riding the shoulders of John Moniku tonight. 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown, and his Comets face a 4th down decision. Friday Night Rivals on our Facebook Live at MyRDCTV. Brought to you by CBS. Shop new lower prices every day. Texted my wife at halftime, who's back in my hometown of Chicago. I'll be going there tomorrow with my young son. I said, you can watch the game on the train on Facebook Live. She's like, no, I'm at dinner with your dad. Here's a toss to the end zone, a push off, a reception, and a touchdown. No flags down. C.J. Martin brings it in. Fought for inside position. Montague is still perfect on the night. His 2nd touchdown pass, and it's a runaway now. 41-6 Comets.
This team is loaded, and look at this throw again. Perfection over the top. And then Martin just boxes out the defender, goes up and gets it. Look at the focus, the hand-eye coordination. Defender draped all over him. It doesn't matter. What a play.
That was a 4th down play, Jay. They went for it. Pays massive dividends. And now a 36-point lead. C.J. Martin. That's his first touchdown reception of the year. And love how he kind of worked and maneuvered to get inside the corner on that front left pylon in the end zone.
He won the state championship in the 400-meter, 7th fastest in the country. And he's got that top-end speed, but he's a well-rounded wide receiver. He can run the routes, he can fight for the ball, he can go deep, he can do it all. And I just mentioned how this team is loaded. Where's the weakness? I don't see it. They can run it, they can throw it, and they can protect.
Now that is 6 touchdowns tonight for the Clayton Comets. An NC assist touchdown. NC assist, we make a Fording College simple. So a 36-point lead now for the Comets. The running clock would start with the next Comet touchdown if South Garner does not score. South Garner, this has not been their best performance put up year to date. And they have a lot of things they want to accomplish here in what right now is a one-sided game. But they need to gain some confidence a couple of different ways. Defensively, offensively, build a drive together and at least feel somewhat positive on what has been a really rough night. Eric's proceeding to cooling kickoff. Juggled, brought into the 5-yard line. Angling through, and this will help. A nice return by South Garner. That's Trey Motley. Close to the 40. There was a penalty marker down at around the 30-yard line. And this is very likely going on the receiving team. It's one of the biggest plays of the night for South Garner. Jay, you've been in a lot of games like this over the course of your high school and collegiate career. I mean that with love, but what allows a team on the short side of a scoreboard like this to kind of put things together and make the most of these last 17 and a half minutes?
Well, you've got to play for your teammates. You've got to play for your coaches. And even though a penalty here, we'll see both on South Garner, you've got to maintain focus and also realize, hey, every play matters. Every play is on film. And you're going to be graded, you're going to be evaluated. So no matter what the score is, you've got to give your full effort and continue to improve. And, Patrick, I think the thing that impresses me the most about Clayton tonight is they're doing this against, there's talent on South Garner. I mean, the Aboko brothers, one's committed to Georgia, the other one's the top-ranked left tackle in the sophomore class. There's Hines there, outstanding wide receiver. Johnson, I mean, there's talent throughout this roster, but it's just been overwhelming for the Comets.
So with the penalty, negates a big return. This drive begins from the 15. It's James Johnson back at quarterback, long across the field pass for very little yardage, only a couple of yards there, as Jones makes his third reception of the night.
Brought in by Sam Jones Jr.
I'm glad you brought that up, because every play is graded by the coaching staff, whether it's your offensive line coach, your running backs coach, your secondary coach, your head coach. It is difficult or challenging for some of these young players, freshmen through seniors on both of these sides, to not take a play off here or there. Coaches will know when you take a play off and you're still fighting for your job, fighting for your role on this team. You can maybe make an impression here in the second half and otherwise one-sided contest and get more reps next week when the competition should get a little more manageable for South Garner. They take on Willow Spring next week. They're 2-4. Then Fuquay-Varina dead last in the Greater News at 0-3 and then 1-5 overall, and then they finish with Southeast Raleigh.
Yeah, I mean, the key, too, is just the focus. I mean, right now, huge deficit. Are you going to stay mentally involved in the game? Are you going to maintain that excellent level of play that you should be, accustomed to, that you want to play with? And you'll be able to see that on film.
First down. Coming left side, big hit. Flag flies in, and that's Cameron Royal, number 31, with a big late second quarter interception. And it's going to be another holding call on South Garner. So that adds insult to injury. Decline by the Comets.
Look at this surge from Royal. I mean, this end around, there's the hold. And then Royal just shot the gap. Scarborough as well.
Usually a holding can spring a big play that's brought back. Holding on the back end of a negative yardage play anyway. Now for the Titans, they went 6-4 last year, which was their fourth year of playing high school football since the doors opened at South Garner in 2018. They did not make the playoffs going 6-4. Best case after tonight, they'll drop to 3-4 tonight. 3 winnable games coming up over the final 3 weeks, 2 of them at home, back-to-back next week and the following. We'll see if 6-4 is good enough to get South Garner in. That's certainly now that the conference championship is out the window now. The next goal is getting South Garner to the postseason. So that's another reason why Greg Green needs to keep his players involved here and keep them plugged in, because they have a whole lot that they could accomplish for the first time in school history, perhaps, over the next 3 weeks.
Strength of this league. This is a top-notch league. There's depth, there's talent, and every game matters.
This is Johnson, again sliding forward wisely, and they will give him first down yardage to about the 38.
Johnson playing hard. We'll see him here get away from Kinsey. Clayton continue to flow to the football. That was a nice pickup.
It did look like Kinsey was playing flag football in the backyard right there. I can't catch him. I'm just going to tag him on both shoulders. Johnson again. Markers again. Need of 3. Likely coming back at one more time. The preliminary signal holding. Inside 3 minutes for the third quarter. Mistakes on the offensive side of the ball now piling up. It's 2 holds. Might have been a little grab of the face mask there by Royal, 31. Quick release, like he's fishing. Move the Titans back to about the 28.
After the penalty, ball sliding on 28-yard line.
Still 4th down. Johnson, backside pressure. Does he sense it? He does. Tosses it into his sideline. It was Jordan Caldwell, number 8, off the backside. It's in right after James Johnson.
The defensive line is playing so hard. The way they're getting off the ball, and there's Caldwell, number 8.
He wanted that sack, you could tell.
And there's Stancil, number 40. Possibly the top prospect on the team, only a sophomore. He's a young star in this program, and long arms, really good quickness up there, and the guy's going to continue to get bigger and better.
Second down and 20. Johnson unloads deep. Has a man streaking in his own coverage, but overshoots Zaire Hines. Jay, it just kind of hit me when you're thinking back about the Clayton program, and you're thinking back about the dominance of the Garner Trojan program, the explosion of just the community size, the people moving to this area has forced South Garner to open, has forced Cleveland to open here fairly recently. And it's taken away a lot of the pipeline of those players. You're talking 15 years ago, only could go to Garner, only could go here to Clayton. And now you're dividing up the talent pool a bit. And maybe that's one of the reasons why we're seeing teams kind of ebb and flow a little bit, as they're dealing with kind of recruiting players in the same communities. Sideline pass and a diving effort, but incomplete out near midfield. And bring up 4 down. Is that a fair or reasonable kind of assessment?
Well, I just think this overall level of football in this area, think about where it was 10 years ago to where it is now. I mean, the depth of these leagues and just the number of schools with high-level talent, high-level coaches, it's night and day difference in this area. In Charlotte, the western part of the state, there's always a lot of top teams there. And now in Raleigh, I mean, it's evened up, and there are so many loaded squads this year with excellent coaches. Yeah, I just can't wait to see as this regular season finishes out, once we get into the playoffs, who really takes the next step.
That might have been offside by C.J. Barton. He came off the left side. He was 6 yards into the backfield before the snap. Oops. I took a shot. A slight mistime on the snap count. But it was 4th down and 20, so no harm, no foul. And now C.J. Martin goes all the way back to the 35-yard line. Twin safeties back to return this kick from Drew Levy. But I have a feeling the coaching staff and the team will have a little chuckle at that one in the film room on Monday. No rush this time. And Levy, who had a 61-yard punt earlier, this is another boomer, lands at the 20, tumbles inside the 5, and it's down at the 3-yard line. That's a 64-yard punt after a 61-yard boot by Levy. He's the Titans player of the game. Unfortunately, South Garner trails by 36 late in the 3rd. Jay, we've talked about some big-time players that may be the best in their class or best in the area. This Drew Levy has a big leg, and C.J. Martin knows it. He was jailbreak trying to block the punt because he knows that Levy is capable of 60+, and then Levy on the next snap sailing over Martin's head. And as a result, this drive for Clayton starts at the 3-yard line. What a booming leg. 42-6, Clayton leads. And a dangerous little toss near the goal line, and there goes C.J. Martin. If he gets the sideline, that would have been a huge play. You think Martin got a little lashing on the sideline from his head coach about that offsides? And a punt then sailed over his head. They got the ball in his hands and said, all right, I see my mistakes, a toe.
Well, he won the 400-meter in the state, 7th nationally, and had a visit to Ohio State last weekend for track, and you see it there. I mean, just down the sideline, easy speed.
Let's take a look at the U.S. Army game summary as we begin this 4th quarter, brought to you by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be.
Well, and for Clayton, just total domination on the offensive end.
Moniku takes a hit up high, surges forward. Couple of yards short of the first down.
And the defense, too, for Clayton. I mean, what they've been able to do, only giving up 6 points, has been so impressive. And each team, 2 turnovers, 1 turnover Yeah, the stats don't really tell the story of this game. It's been Clayton that's really done a nice job in all 3 phases.
And remember, on one of those field goal drives, the first one of the game for South Garner, remember how hard it was for them to get it down the field. They converted a 3rd and long. They converted a 4th down play. And then they knocked in a long field goal from 49 yards. That's really their best drive of the game. The other one was on the back end of a fumble that was returned for about 50 yards, almost right into field goal territory before their first snap. Final minute of the 3rd.
That was Nnamdi Aboko, the defensive tackle that's committed to Georgia. Yeah, he's been double teamed tonight. Broke through and made a nice play there, but him and his brother really playing both ways tonight. We've seen those linemen playing offense and defensive line for the Titans.
2nd down and about 4. Clock ticked off another 20 seconds or so. Now our referee, Jeffrey Plaster, stops it, signals a false start on the Comets. So Clayton will go on the road the next couple of weeks. They'll take on Corinth Holders and then Willow Springs. Both teams are 1-2 in league play. And then they wrap up. I know you don't want to look ahead a couple of weeks, but 4 days before Halloween, they take on undefeated Cleveland. And they have been their nemesis over the last few years, but this is the best Clayton has looked in years. And there's Moniku out there midfield. He's got nudged out, no penalty down. Bring up another 1st down, presented by Performance Forward.
Zone read's been one of the best plays for the Comets tonight. And there's Moniku, even when he gets forced out of bounds, it's tough for the defenders.
He's just so shifty, quick on his feet. The vision is there, the balance. And it's if he anticipates what the defender is going to do to try and cut him down or cut off the angle, and he makes a counter move.
He has the ability. It's the vision that really separates him.
To the 50-yard line, 1st down. Room here, a lot of room going through the middle. And that'll be Armston for about 16.
The defense here, they've got to try to get a push right now. Offensive line gained to the 2nd level, and now this ground game really starting to churn up positive gains.
And that should do it for the 3rd quarter. We're not seeing a lot of sure tackles by the Titans either. A lot of them shoestring right around the ankle, hanging on for dear life. And the Clayton Comets on this homecoming weekend have a 12-minute coronation here in the 4th quarter. 42-6. The Comets are rolling on South Garner. Well, it's a good night to be a Comet. Homecoming weekend beginning 42-6. Clayton leading South Garner. We're into the final 12 minutes. Comets and Cleveland both undefeated in Greater News play. What a spectacular night for Jonathan Moniku. Hands off, Nehemiah Smith to the long side of the field. Took a nice hit around the 33-yard line. Bring up 2nd down. About time for Scott Chadwick as the student section of the dance team beginning to celebrate and really get the party started. Time for Scott Chadwick to maybe open up the roster a little bit and get some guys some playing time at a game like this. There's a look at the Clayton Comet band. Moniku 2 touchdown passes, 3 touchdown rushes, and a new quarterback in. And off for yards to Nehemiah Smith. Peyton McAllister is now in, senior quarterback, QB2 for the Comets. What will be his final homecoming for the Comets? 3rd down. So Montague's night is done. Could not have asked him to do more than what he did today. I'm not sure he threw an incompletion, did he?
No, he didn't. He's on fire, accurate, and making all the right decisions.
Low snap, Doug. Pass deflected, but still gets to Nesselrod. Like somebody got a finger on that pass, kind of forced a wobbly pass to Nesselrod, but got in there. First down for the Comets.
McAllister, nice loft on that over the linebacker. Nesselrod on the slant route. Good job boxing out the defender.
Back inside the Drive Shack green zone. The driving range is only half of the story at Drive Shack. First down. Smith. Spun forward for a couple of yards. There's Iboko, number 59. Clayton has done a tremendous job negating the Iboko brothers in this one. Now looking to clock McAllister. Hard count. And 4 Titans jumped. It's been that kind of night for South Garner.
There's Namdi, number 59, normally wears number 5. Ekene, number 72. Only their second year playing football.
That's astounding.
It's amazing.
When you think of what upside he will have, just gaining game experience and then the high-level college ball forthcoming.
And Greg Green's such a great role model for them, a close relationship for them and all these players.
A couple of yards to get on second down. McAllister just content to work the play clock down. We're not yet in the running clock territory, but we're 1 touchdown away from that being the case. McAllister the give. Armstrong will pick up a couple, should be enough for the first down though. A little bit short.
They're just slowing down the pace now.
Yeah.
Guys getting in the ball game. Good for everybody getting some action tonight. And, this lead has been impressive, and now others can get playing time, more experience, and more action.
And for McAllister, this is really his first set of real reps in a game all year. And his mission right now is just to bring the play clock down, not make any mistakes. Armstrong to the outside, inside the 5. That'll be a first down.
Down to the 5-yard line. That's enough for another.
Play was originally designed to stay inside the tackles. Nothing there on the quick little bounce outside. And look at McAllister, the quarterback, going down there saying, hey, I'll clear some space for you.
Shielded off a defender. There's Armstrong, though. Just the patience running the ball. There wasn't anything there. Went up the middle, bounced it to the outside, paused, and found an alley to run through.
First and goal from the 5 for the Comets. 4 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter. Armstrong wrapped up just as he took the handoff. That's Lattimore. Seen Lattimore a couple of lightning moves in the backfield a few times tonight.
He's flashed tonight. Explosive linebacker, team leader, one of those guys. When you turn on the film, you're going to see 22 making plays left and right.
All right, so as we begin to wind things down with the Titans trailing by 36, if you're Greg Green, what positives are you drawing? I know there aren't many, but from this game, obviously Levy is at probably the top of the list, yes?
Outstanding kicker, performance by him, and then individual performances on both sides of the ball you have to take away.
Pass to the end zone, low pass, it's caught, touchdown, Court Schmidlin. And the first touchdown pass of the year from Peyton McAllister. And that's Schmidlin's second catch all year, and he goes for a touchdown midway in the fourth quarter on a homecoming.
Well, nice job here throwing the ball over the top by McAllister, and what a catch right there. Going down for it. Court Schmidlin making the play, one of the top rugby players in the country. Talented tight end as well, and they'll use the 2 tight end sets, the Comets, and Schmidlin going out on the route. Defenders all around him, comes away with a big touchdown. Good for him. Big tight end, 6'4", nice target, great hands.
Yeah, the rugby player used to taking some contact, just pulling away. Schmidlin, the touchdown reception, and Clayton leads 49-6 midway through the fourth. CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University. After keeps Jay Sohnhalter, Kendall Smith down the sidelines. It hasn't felt as one-sided as the score indicates, but it truly has. 49-6 Clayton. They just finished off a 96-yard drive for a touchdown. And the Comets are on their way to their 6th win in 7 games. They'll remain undefeated in Greater News play. A couple more games before the big match against Cleveland on October the 27th. Air Experts heating and cooling kickoff. You can schedule your $59 tune-up today. Just head online to yourairexperts.com. So we'll have a running clock the rest of the way with a 43-point lead for the Clayton Comets. And not much on that return. So the Titans will go on offense. The clock will not stop, and we will not stop sending it down to Kendall Smith, who has more on the family of Scott Chadwick.
Fans coach both of his sons at Marvin Ridge High School, and his older son Tyler decided that after playing high school football, he wanted to go play college baseball at Coastal Carolina University. He was a part of the 2016 College World Series championship team. After that, he decided to get football, became a graduate assistant at Coastal Carolina, and actually that year, all 4 of the Chanticleer's quarterbacks went down with season-ending injuries. So Coastal's coaching staff looked at Tyler Chadwick. They said, hey, you're pretty athletic. You can throw the ball. Why don't you become our starting quarterback? So Chadwick is the only player in NCAA history to run and win the game as a starting quarterback, guys.
And I'll say a line I said earlier in the game. Why don't those things happen to me, Jay? It's a great story.
Coach up at Liberty now. Very proud of Tyler and all his children.
Performance Ford first down. Performance Peace of Mind lifetime powertrain warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton. Deep ball down the left. And overshoots his intended target, looking for Zaire Hines.
Oh, and for South Garner, Patrick, I mean, you look at the score, obviously very disappointing. But this is a team, you can't let this game deter you. This is one where it's kind of like, hey, listen, Clayton's just the real deal. We're going to continue to build here. And Greg Green, I love what he's done. I mean, there is talent on this team, and sitting at 3-3 right now. They're still building this up. They just can't let this game, kind of take a step back. You've got to realize, hey, Clayton is a different team. This is a championship caliber team. You just have to continue taking positive steps.
A timeout taken, 5:02 left. Injured Comet when we come back. Look at Clayton linebacker Martez Anderson, a little bit nicked up on that last play. That's the only thing that will stop the running clock. It resumes now after the timeout to address the injury. Inside the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. A thorough performance tonight by Clayton. Sideline pass incomplete. Just as we know that coaches in losses can always find something positive to keep the spirits of the team, when you're Scott Chadwick and you're winning a game by 43 points, it's not a perfect game by any accounts. So of those little things to clean up, what do you think Scott has in the back of his mind?
Well, I think
nearly intercepted across the middle for the hands of Charles Smith.
I think the message is going to be, of course, you're always searching for perfection. This has just been an outstanding performance. You see as this ball is knocked down. But I really think the message is going to be, hey, guys, we played great, but we have to play this way every week. This is the standard. If we go out and play this way, we're going to win every game on our schedule. So that's going to be the challenges, making sure the consistency stays here. This is the standard. Hey, guys, we did it here tonight. Well, let's do it even better next week.
Flushed out is Johnson on 4th down, scrambling for the marker. It looks like he is going to be perhaps a little short. Depends on the spot, and it will be a Clayton ball on downs. All right, well, I know the coaching staff Scott Chadwick has in his back pocket for the Comets. They will not allow anybody, no players, no athletic trainers, nobody to look forward to that game in 3 weeks, but we can, and the fans certainly will. Cleveland will be coming here, the final regular season game on October 27th. Cleveland has been kind of the Achilles heel for Clayton for the last few years. One of the best teams in the state. What's the matchup like to you?
Well, I mean, I think that game is going to be one of the top in the state. I mean, both schools are two of the best, and it's an extreme rivalry. Everything's going to be on the line. Each team very similar in how they're built. Great coaching staffs. It's going to be a classic, I think.
Two and a half minutes to play. Swing to the outside for a couple of yards. Was the knee down? Looked like there was a whistle blown. Yeah. Let's take a look. Look like they're going to mark him down right at the line of scrimmage. See if that knee was down. Pickup of 1. Jay, what do you think?
A nice run by Fuller here. We'll see.
Couldn't see if that left knee was down or not.
I couldn't see it, but I'm going to go with Fuller. I don't think he was down. He kept playing through it.
So just 1 for Fuller. What could have been more. Inside 2 minutes. Fuller again. Knee is definitely down that time. Let's go to our West Shore Home play of the game. Brought to you by West Shore Home, bringing happiness to every home. And one of the weirdest plays, it was a strip fumble by Kinsey.
So Chris Kinsey just rips it away. Look at a big defensive tackle looking like a running back. He's been all over the field tonight. I just love the hustle. And then they're stripping the ball, going for it. And then you just see him looking for contact. 1 and more.
Well, it's easy to gush about the Clayton offense as well as they have played tonight, thanks to their outstanding quarterback. Really Moniku played tonight, but it's easy to overlook the defense and see how well they played and maybe not notice exactly how well they played, but every assignment they were on probably should have only given up 3 points in this game.
This is an offense that's very explosive. And you have to look at their competition. They can throw the ball. Clayton limited the opportunities, stuffed the run. Just a solid performance on the defensive end.
And Peyton McAllister hobbling toward the sideline. He's just getting his first snaps of the year, and he's going to head to the sideline with the clock running, 30 seconds left. We'll see who they send out. I think he's favoring the right leg a bit. So here comes Shelton Clark, number 18, onto the field. 4th down, running clock. And they may not even need to take a snap here. The play clock has not been working to field level all night. There might be a couple of second discrepancy here. And they will take a delay of game. Clock though still running on the delay of game, and that's going to do it. So Clark won't even touch the football, and the Clayton Comets with a comprehensive statement against South Garner. John Moniku, 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 through the air, And the Comets on homecoming move to 6-1, 4-0 in conference play with a 49-6 win over South Garner. We'll take a look at the United States Army game summary and the stats, Jay.
A dominant performance and clearly in Clayton's favor. The rushing yards, 208. They dominated on the ground. Only one turnover. Each team pretty clean on the penalties. The final score, though, a huge win for Clayton. They're going to be very pleased when they watch the film of this game.
U.S. Army, be all you can be. Trophy presentation finally to the Clayton Comets. When we come back, Scott Chadwick's Comets move to 6-1 and remain unbeaten in the Greater News. Final score, Clayton 49, South Garner 6. 49-6, Clayton over South Garner. And the Comets move to 6-1 and 4-0 in the Greater News. And let's send it down to Kendall Smith, who is with Scott Chadwick and a bunch of mischievous Comet players.
Coach Chadwick, congratulations on the win. You guys were clicking on all cylinders tonight, a lot to like, but what'd you like the most?
I like the fact that tonight we were great. We were great.
Enough said. They were great. The fans were great. So much support from this community. We talked about them earlier in the week. What makes this fan base, this community so special that helps you win games like these?
I think that was all on display tonight. You know, we came out here and on the big stage that you guys gave us, our community stepped up, our school stepped up, and then these guys stepped up to really put on a great show.
Well, it's time to hand over the trophy. Congratulations to the Clayton Comets. They are the winner of our CBS Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Campbell University. Great job, guys. Jay and Patrick, back to you.
I'm just watching the two guys with the Gatorade jug with the lid off here, Jay. They are really going to celebrate this homecoming win. They're on the right side of your screen. Clayton, a 49-6 win. Who's the target?
They're trying to get the coach, Coach Chadwick. He's gotten away from them. We'll see if they get anybody. They've been holding the Gatorade bottles for a while there. They may not.
Is it worth the wind sprints on Monday morning? 49-6, a comprehensive win for the Clayton Comets as they take down South Garner. The atmosphere was awesome, sold-out crowd on the Clayton side of the field, and they're 3 weeks away from their marquee matchup, trying to take down the unbeaten Cleveland Rams, which will wind up being for the Greater News Championship. Well, all of us want to take a minute to thank the wonderful folks at CBS, Campbell University, and Tatum and Atkinson who make these games possible for all of the viewers at home and online. We'd also like to thank our great other supporters for their contributions to Friday Night Rivals, Performance Ford and Performance Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, the United States Marine Corps, Air Experts Heating and Cooling, the U.S. Army, NC Assist, Drive Shack, U.S. Navy, and the United States Air Force Reserves. We also want to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for all their great support this week at South Garner and right here at Clayton. Next week, Jay, myself, and Kendall will be with Green Hope and Holly Springs as we continue Friday Night Rivals in the waning weeks of the regular season. Could this be the year for the Clayton Comets? Statement win tonight over South Garner 49-6. So for Kendall, for Jay, and our entire crew, Patrick Keene is bidding you a great weekend. Thanks for spending part of yours with us. At long last, the ice bath for Scott Chadwick and the Clayton Comets. 49-6 over South Garner. Good night from Clayton.